Save Yorkers. We on the spot. We here early. Got some work to do today. NoEditPodcast. We here. You see us. We gaining some recognition. We definitely moving. Shout out to my producer, music guy. He's the brains behind the operation. I'm the beautiful face. I'm not Lady Eloise. It is a partnership, but we do what we do. I got you. All right. Yorkers. The Protect Yorkers Gamboa campaign starts today. I will not sit by and watch you become a gatekeeper for young talent. We got the file. 30-3 with Devin Haney on deck. Off a loss to the sensational young Tank Davis. Last loss before that was to Castellanos. His first loss was to Terrence Crawford, but wins everywhere else. He's coming off an injury. And right back in there with Devin Haney, who has officially become the boogeyman of the division, who's already challenged the winner of tonight's bout between Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but we're gonna do Yorkers first. 30-3. Fresh off injuries, he's up there in age now, and I don't want you to become again the 135 version of, no disrespect to, but the 135 version of a guy that people just want to put on their resume. Dang, I need to put on here that I beat him, and so I'm not with the deception. Because it's not about who you beat. It's about when you beat them. So certain guys got certain names on their resume they'll never get full credit for because of when they beat them. Not just the fact that they beat a certain guy. Joe Calzaghe, one of my favorites coming up. He got Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins on his resume. When did you beat them? You didn't beat them at their best. You beat them when they on the decline. Doesn't speak the same to real fighters. Real fighters don't respect that. Real fighters don't respect the fact that you collected a bunch of names for a resume that you ain't actually. No. We're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna give these young cats the credit they deserve. They're in there against a veteran and a guy who was them at one point. But on the real resume, I think I might make a segment out of that I might call it the real resume. The real resume, I had a conversation about resumes the other day. A good friend of mine, we was talking about resumes and how the media can really nitpick a guy's resume to the point where they're dang near discredit his whole, and we don't do that. We're not with that. We give guys credit for their resume. So I'm not going to give anybody who's picking on Yorkis right now because they know he injured and he older and he's a warrior, so he's going to keep signing contracts. He's trying to get paid, so he's going to keep going out there. We asterisking it, just like with Joe Calzaghe, I asterisk Jones and B-Hop. There's some other situations where anybody who's beat Zab Judah on the decline, when you thought it was safe to fight him, asterisk. That's not part of your real resume. Just like as much as I love Floyd, highest grossing event, I certainly paid the money and watched it. Conor McGregor's not asterisk. 49-0. No, that's an exhibition. That's not a it counts toward his record, and it would have counted if he'd have lost. But word I got is he didn't even train for that fight, because you can beat a guy that's a non-boxer. This is way off the subject, but you can beat a guy that's not a boxer on basic, what I teach my 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds in here. Don't punch yourself out. So we protecting Yorkis today. You get an automatic asterisk. He's not who he was. If somebody wait till Terrence Crawford is 36 and they 25 and they happen to beat Terrence Crawford, and Crawford is not, and Crawford don't age like Floyd did in the ring, either way, real record, asterisk. Shout out to Battle Truth. I wish I had I need to get me a gavel. I know he done, that's his deal, but we're not gonna do that. Protect Yorkis. Protect Yorkis. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that to a great fighter and a great warrior. Don't be a fixture on somebody's resume, because that means something. That means something in certain circles, but not mine. Not over here at No Edit. Real resume. We're gonna break some resumes down. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna break some resumes down and be like, yeah, your records say this, but you really that. We gonna do that. Cause we not old media. We don't play favorites. I don't work for no network or nothing like that. So I don't have to pump no particular fighters up or diminish no particular fighters. This is no shot to Devin Haney. Again, he's the boogeyman. He's the boogeyman at 135. Some things I've seen going on, I ain't never seen. Lomachenko dropped the title, I do believe, to not fight Devin Haney. So he's definitely the boogeyman. Devin Haney, like, I want the winner tonight. So we're going to transition there for 3 minutes. No edit. We on the Spizzy right now. The Spizzy Saturday morning. We got Teofimo. We got Vasily, both 15-0. Not 15-0. One's 14-1. One's 15-0. Official record. And I'll do more of a breakdown after the fight, because I really like to do recaps. I don't really like to do predictions, and I don't like to warm people up for fights, because if you've been watching this stuff, they already, ESPN or whoever's covering the fight already put out a couple of specials on this stuff. So that stuff is crazy too. I like both of them. It didn't make me more or less interested in the fight than I already am, but I liked it. So we don't do that. I like recaps. We do the recaps. I will give a prediction. And nobody who win this fight better not be fighting Yorkis Gamboa next. 15-0, 14-1. Lomachenko 14-1. Orlando Salido, I do believe, is the loss in his second fight as a professional for a title. Got roughed up a bit, but Vasily Lomachenko has names on his resume that mean something. He beat Gary Russell when nobody wanted to fight Gary Russell. He's got, for lack of a better term, bigger stage fights that he's performed in. I did see something that I will mention in a second, but for lack of he's got big, Pedraza and Linares, and he made a couple people quit. That was pretty good. He made one undefeated guy quit. I can't remember the guy's name, but Lomachenko. Well, his skills are world renowned at this point in his career, even in 15 fights as a professional. I don't know, really, he's well-rounded. His skill level is way past what typically somebody would have for 15 fights. Does lack professional experience still. That's not going to make much of a difference in this fight, more than the level of competition he's beaten so far, which is better than Teofimo's. Teofimo doesn't have a name on his resume. Richard Comey, okay, but we don't even know Richard Comey other than you knocked him out. Other than he knocked him out. So But I'm a big fan of Teofimo, so my prediction is going to be kind of biased. uh, um, so yeah, again, both of them not super experienced as professionals. 15 and 0, 14 and 1. I've just seen, if I'm looking at resumes, I'm looking at records like we did the research last night. I'm obviously seeing that Lomachenko has more credibility in terms of the types of dudes he's beaten. Linares, I thought was a dangerous fight, but I saw some in that fight, and so I'm gonna deal with that first before I make my prediction. Then I got work. Lomachenko is going through a period in his career, in my estimation, where he's so good, he's becoming bored, and he's becoming arrogant in his skills. He's becoming lazy in his technique because he's so good. That on switch, off switch stuff, and that's cool for team sports because you got other people that'll pick up the pace when you don't. In the business we in, if you turn your switch on and off, somebody else will turn your switch on and off for you at some point. So when he got dropped, I want to say it's by Linares. It wasn't because Linares did some special, some beautiful boxing, something that resulted in some kind of kink in his armor. It's because he was late. It's because Lomachenko was lazy. He wasn't focused for a split. And in our game, unfocused for a split, people will start asking you weird questions like what state you in, and what's your last name, how many fingers I'm holding up. When you hear them kind of questions, some things have transpired, right? So I'm seeing that. So even though he has more credible wins for 15 fights and all that good stuff, and he's regarded and recognized among a lot of the old media, some new media networks and stuff like that as that high in the pound for pound rankings. And while his skills say that, I don't necessarily see it in his record. 15 fights, that's not enough fights for me to rank you that high. Lopez got a better record because he ain't got no losses yet. Why ain't he that high? See what I'm saying? So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I look at this fight like what it is: two guys early in their career, early in their professional careers, and again, for lack of a better term, Lomachenko has danced on the bigger stage with better opponents, and he's been largely successful. But I see that he's at that state. I'm saying it may have been that night, so hopefully it was just that night. But if it's a pervasive issue, he's gonna have some problems tonight. Lopez is young. Lopez is hungry. Lopez is motivated. I am a fan. I'm a fan of both of them, but I'm probably a bigger fan of Lopez. Not as heralded as Lomachenko, but they about to fight, and they both got 15 fights on their professional resume. So, prediction time. Nobody challenged Yorkis Gamboa when this fight is over, either. Yorkis is off limits. It's about to get full in here, so I got to make this quick. We on the spot. Got to make this quick. People holding their breath. I hear you talking up Lomachenko. You must about to say Lomachenko is about to win. I'm not about to say that. This is what I'm saying to you. I don't do them double-ended Maximilian Kellerman predictions either. If this happens, then this, and if this happens, no, I'm going with a solid prediction, regardless of the outcome. I'm not gonna hedge my prediction to fit whatever outcome happens. My prediction is this: Teofimo will knock Vasily Lomachenko out by the 9th round. That's my prediction. So the question now is, why would you say that? I just explained it to you. You ain't paying attention. No Edit Podcast. I don't like repeating stuff, so freaking pay attention. I said, if this is a pervasive issue where Lomachenko realizes he's as good as people are saying he is, and it starts to suffer in the ring because of it. And what I mean by suffer is doing lazy stuff, not staying sharp. You understand what I'm saying? See, it means something when you fighting Muay Thai fighters in your early fights to build a record. And that means something now. So we'll get to see that. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm going with the knockout by 9. I'm gonna keep a record of my predictions because I don't have boxing logic for this one. I don't have, oh well, Teofimo's better at this and he hit harder and he faster and he this and he that and Lomachenko's this and Lomachenko's that. No, really, if I'm gonna analyze that way, the edge lies to Lomachenko because he's beaten better opponents. He's older than Teofimo, but he's beaten better opponents. And because he's older than just because he's older than Lopez don't mean that he ain't young. He only 29, 30 years old. You dig what I'm saying? So that's my prediction. The recap, I'll break all that down. So this is what we did today, class. We went under the protect York. Nobody will challenge Yorkis Gamboa. The winner of this fight will not fight Yorkis Gamboa. I don't want no more Devin Haney's fighting Yorkis Gamboa. Asterisk. No more Tank Davis fighting Yorkis Gamboa. Asterisk. He's not what he was and he old. And he coming off an injury. Devin, even though I love you. No. Asterisk. We already know what's going to happen. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. It don't count. So, my prediction, by 9 stoppage, Teofimo Lopez. I don't think this is a one-fight deal with Lomachenko because he's that good. And we have, as media, we have led him to believe he's that even better than he actually is, which I think he's high-tech. I think he's excellent. If you're teaching a child how to fight, that is the footage you want to watch. God dang, ain't that something that I can do that? Because you can't even sit a kid in front of a screen for a basketball game and say, play like them. You can't even do that no more. Westbrooks, you can't even do that no more. You cannot sit a child in front of a basketball game screen and say, do what they do. You can't even do that no more. So that's high praise I'm saying about Vasily Lomachenko. You can actually sit a 9-year-old in front of a TV and say, box that way. I hope we can say that after tonight. I just don't think that that's going to be the case. That's my prediction. I stand on it. Comment in the comment section. Comment section. Save Yorkis. And I think prediction, Lopez by 9. Lopez by 9. We got to get cracking. We got a routine we got to do. But No Edit Podcast. This one's on the spot. We out.